So, welcome everyone. I'm Alexander Mihalcha, and today we have one of the industry leaders, Samer Itani, CEO of MadMonkey Media and Two Chapter Ahead. Welcome, Samer. How are you doing today?
Hey, Alexander. Doing great, man. How are you doing?
Awesome, and I'm very excited to have you on the podcast today, and I'm sure you're going to be of great value for the audience. Now, before we dive in, could you give us a quick overview of what MadMonkey Media does and Two Chapters Ahead?
Absolutely. So Mad Monkey Media is a social media marketing agency where we partner with bigger corporations that have been established for at least 5 to 10 years, and we help them grow their social media to build an online presence. Obviously, the bigger social footprint that you have, the more credible you are and the more people are going to buy from you. So we help our clients do that without going viral. So that's the main thing. It's like we'll still get them a lot of clients without having to go viral, quote unquote. And then the Two Chapters Ahead is a school of knowledge where I'm building. This is a long-term project where the students are the teachers, right? You don't need to be an expert to help somebody else. You just need to be two chapters ahead of them. That's the model. So the students are the teachers. We learn and then we help the other person. And the goal is to essentially help 1 billion+ people in the world live a better life.
Yeah, that's fascinating. And basically, what inspired you to create those companies?
So Mad Monkey Media wasn't necessarily an inspiration. I think it started not I think it started out of me trying to make money in 2014. So my friend was doing POD, which is print on demand, and he was doing it through Instagram, where he would create it was a motorcycle page, and he just got a bunch of followers. And every week he would drop one shirt, and it would sell out in a heartbeat of like 100 different shirts of like, 100 different sales of like one shirt, and he'd make like $6,000 a week. And I was like, what are you doing? Yeah. So then I started doing that, and I grew a page called Adrenaline Junkies, which is still on Instagram. I think it was like my peak was like 145,000 followers. I think now it's dropped because I haven't posted in like a year, so it's like at 130,000 followers. Built a great network, made a lot of money, but at the same time, a lot of people were like, "Hey, can you help me grow my social media?" So I started helping my
Yeah.
friends and family. One thing led to another. Got my first client, started making money, and I was like, "Wait a second, I could charge people like two, three, $4,000 a month just to do their social media." Now, at first, I started with $300, and then now, luckily, like we have clients, upwards of like 8,000, 10,000 a month that they pay us recurring. So, really, really cool
Yeah.
stuff. I guess it wasn't really inspired to start; it just happened. Two chapters ahead. I mean, it's funny. I was watching the movie Catch Me If You Can. Have you ever watched that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's always two chapters ahead of the whole thing. And at the end of the movie, they ask him, "How were you able to coach a whole semester in the school without getting caught?" And he said, "I only read one page before, I read a
Yeah.
page before everyone else." And then it clicked. I was like, "Hey, you don't have to know everything. You just have to be two chapters ahead of them." I just came up out of my head. So then
Yeah.
I created that, and yeah, man. And since then, it's
Amazing.
weird. Yeah, all of my students ended up coaching within my company as well. Most of my students. So it just shows you that it does work. 100%.
Yeah, it's fascinating. But for example, what was your background before starting this venture?
Oh, great question. My background, I don't. It's weird. So it's a long story. I started entrepreneurship at like 9 years old, mowing lawns and all that good stuff. One thing led to another. I worked at an ice cream place from 14 to 16. I had dropped out of high school. I worked there, became the manager. One thing led to another. We opened up our franchises. So I had restaurants. And for 10 years, from 2010 to 2020, I owned restaurants. And during that time, from 2010 to 2014, I felt like I was only hitting the reset button every day. Like I'd go into my restaurants and I'd hit the reset button and we just do it again, do it again, do it again. And then I opened up Adrenaline Junkie. So it was came out of that, but there was nothing. I was literally no background, no tech, no online presence. It's so funny. I actually remember the first day it was my ex. She posted on Instagram. We went to like this event and she posted and I was like, "What is that app?" She's like, "It's Instagram." And I was like, "What is that?" And then she showed me how to do it. And I had no idea what I was doing. I saw my first post, no idea what I was doing. And literally 6 months later, I started growing an account and I had 10,000 followers in like 6 months. Yeah. Things can be
Okay,
learned, man.
significant one. Yeah, right,
Everything
right.
can be learned. Everything can be learned. And the time, you know what the biggest problem is, Alexander, is a bit of a tangent. But a lot of problems with people that just get into entrepreneurship or just people in general, whenever they are in entrepreneurship, they want it now. And
Yeah,
what happens is they don't learn, they don't better their skill set. They just want to make money now.
overnight.
When yeah, exactly. Not even overnight, even like in a month or whatever it may be. But yes, overnight, 100%. A lot of people are like,
Yeah,
"Yo, I sent this. How come not?" It's only because they're used to working 9 to 5. 9 to 5, you put in work, you get paid, you go home. You don't really need
exactly.
to keep bettering your stuff. As an entrepreneur, you have to be valuable for the market, right? And to be valuable for the market, what you have to do is you have to better your skill set. And that takes time. But
Yeah.
once you get that skill set, you make money forever. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah.
So it's like, just put in a bit of work. The time's going to pass anyways. That's the biggest thing that people tell me. Like, I have no time. I'm like, you're either going to have no time trying to scramble or you're going to have no time anyway. So 6 months is going to pass. Whether you have time or you don't have time, 6 months are going to pass.
Exactly. Depends how you invest it. Exactly.
Exactly. And that's like the
Yeah.
biggest thing, man. It's I was willing to be okay with not getting paid today and know that this skill set will pay me forever.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
Makes sense.
So that's essentially how it started. Yeah, man.
And for example, if you are looking back, what would you wish you've done like differently in those early days when you started like those two companies, Mad Monkey Media and two chapters ahead?
It's a great question. I don't know if I would ever do anything I've ever done differently. I know it sounds crazy and weird because everything I've done led me to who I am today. And the things that I did today.
Yeah.
Now, maybe what I would have done differently, again, those are the things I'm saying. I would have moved away from shiny object syndrome. Okay? Because even in the company, I would always pivot. Oh, we're doing this, everything's going great. Oh, we didn't get results after 3 weeks. Pivot. When I started realizing after that, no, it takes 3 to 6 months to start seeing things, 90 days. Like it takes time to build. So that's probably the only thing I wouldn't do is stop pivoting too early. Let something grow. It's like growing an oak tree. You can't pull it out of the ground in 3 weeks. It hasn't even sprouted,
Right.
you know? So give it time. That was the biggest thing. But again, in hindsight now, I did learn a lot from pivoting. I learned not to do that, but I've also learned other things to do from shiny object syndrome.
Okay, interesting perspective here. And you early like mentioned about that you helped businesses generate over 80 million without like going viral. But what's the real secret behind that?
The real secret behind that is authority building. It's online presence. So the secret is being consistent, right? So if a client has a choice, they have two choices. Every single time a client has choices, okay, a prospect. And they have a choice between person A, which is a person that is they're both in the same industry. They have person A that posts on social media once every 2 months. They're not really active. They're not doing SEO. They're not doing anything to drive traffic to them or to be recognizable or relevant. And then business B that is just posting consistently. So anytime I have a question, I go click on their profile. I see that they posted the past week 4 times. I look at their LinkedIn, they're active. I see that their website's optimized. They have a lot of, keywords that are directing to their website. That creates subconsciously credibility. And
Makes
when
sense.
somebody's making a decision, there's a great book called They Ask You Answer. And it talks about how 80%, it talks about a lot of things, but the main thing is that a lot of people don't understand the amount of people that are searching for you in this exact instant, but they either A, can't find you, or B, you're not relevant enough. You haven't built that. Because you think, oh, they reached out to me. That's what we got. No. If you have 5,000 people that visited your website and you have 20 people reaching out to you, you got to figure something out. There's something
Yeah,
wrong.
right.
You know what I mean? So, but those people, they don't focus on those people. They don't realize that those 5,000 numbers, they're humans. What did they do? Right? Why did they leave? Why didn't they figure it out? Mostly because they did their due diligence, right? They're going to go and they're going to research you. They're about to give you, let's say, $8,000 a month, right? So that's a decent amount of money for a company to dish out on their somebody, right? When they're going to make a decision, what are they going to do before they even talk to you? They're going to search for you online. They're going to see if you're real and all that relevance, right? Not only that, the more consistent you are, your social footprint will grow. So the other day, I had a friend of mine. They called me, and they're a payment processing company. I actually posted on my LinkedIn, and he was ranking nowhere. Every time a client would tell him, "We're searching for you guys. We can't find you guys. This must be a scam." I told him today, go create Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all the social media platforms, name them there, and link them all to each other. So
Yeah.
you can put social media. The next day, no exaggeration, when somebody searched for their name, the entire front page is all of their social media.
Yeah.
That's the difference you're doing, right? Now, when you do this and you mix it with good content that creates information to create trust, that's what creates the conversion,
Exactly.
right? So if I trust you and I see you've answered my questions, then I'm going to reach out to your team, right? And if your team is smart and they're good to go, then I might buy from you. So social media is not everything, but it's such a big piece for credibility and authority that if you don't have it in 2025, you're essentially irrelevant.
Yeah, right. And to circle you back like a little bit about what you mentioned, like to create all social media. Back then, when I first created my LinkedIn profile, after that, after like few weeks, I just searched for my name on Google, just pure curiosity. Guess what? I found
LinkedIn.
my LinkedIn, right?
Yes, sir.
This
Yes,
is
sir.
this is like crazy.
Because social media, there's always authorities, right? So a website has authority, but it's your
Yeah,
website. You could create it. Social media has a massive authority on online. So a lot of people don't use Pinterest, but Pinterest is so underused
yeah,
because 90% of images on Google are from Pinterest because it's verified, high level authority, right? So if you do LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, all those platforms, the authority goes up so high that if somebody searches for you, they pop up right away.
yeah, right.
Yeah, bro, 100%.
100%. And for example, what types of businesses get like the biggest results from your content plus the paid ads approach?
So again, we're right now we work with boring businesses. So process engineers, dental surgeons, suppliers, just like boring businesses. We work with different industries. It's not necessarily I think all industries can be great with social media. Obviously, like for example, B2C is going to do way better than B2B. You're going to see a
Yeah,
lot more traffic. You're going to get a lot more people, right? We had a client, which was actually one of my old partners, Bong Bay, and we did direct B2C, and we were able to scale it to 20,000 a month within our first month. So it's really good if you know how to do B2C. That's huge too. B2B is just longer term. That's all it is. But almost every industry, bro, like needs it. Again, like recently I told people, I'm like, go do funeral homes. Who would have thought social media for funeral homes? But it got the idea because the other day I was scrolling through Facebook and I saw somebody's parents passed away and she didn't know what to do. She didn't know where to bury them. She didn't know how to deal with grief. She didn't know anything. So if
yeah,
you have a social media page that's directed to that, right? A funeral home, you're not just going to put dead bodies, obviously. You're going to put how to grieve, how to deal with loss, what to do, who to contact, lawyers. Like
right.
there's a million different things to talk about that 99% of currently funeral homes don't do. So that is blue ocean right there, and they have so much money because very profitable business.
Yeah, right. Makes sense. And you like always say like businesses should feel like they have an in-house team without a stress. But how do you actually deliver on that?
So yeah, our motto is we have in-house services without the in-house headaches. That's the motto that we live by because we want to treat our people with white glove services. The biggest problem with social media marketing with these agencies is that they'll take on a lot of clients and then they'll be delayed on their deliverables. They won't reply to people. Just not no good anything, no KPIs, nothing. So the way that we do it is we only work with 5 to 7 people at a time. And we have our teams pretty much feel in-house, meaning we are in group chats within their teams. If they need something, they send it to us. It's all done as if we're talking to them. But because we only manage 5 to 7 people, you could technically work with them in-house. But these big corporations, believe it or not, might have a meeting with you once a quarter. So it's not like you're
Yeah,
necessarily doing a lot of meetings with them. It's just that you're doing things with them, right? You're part of their team. So if their team needs something, they send you a message. It's not just like, hey guys, have a good day. So we just kind of give that feel. If they respond to us, we never do more than 24 hours. We don't do like this weekend off type of thing. That's why we kind of give the in-house feeling where we're available 365 days a year, whether it's Christmas, New Year's, whatever it is, we respond, we get back to you, and we give you that great feeling without the in-house headaches. So no employees, no training, no sick days, no holidays, none of that stuff.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. And for example, like around what you mentioned earlier, what mistakes do most brands make on social media that instantly kill trust?
That instantly killed trust? Oof, that's a great question, Alexander. The main thing that I would say that would kill trust would probably be, of course, inconsistent messaging. So lying about things, saying like, hey guys, this is how I got to $0 to $10,000 a month, and then the next video is like, hey, as I got from $0 to $100,000 a month and $5,000 a month. Like it's all over. You're always lying in different videos, so it's not consistent messaging. But one thing, to be honest with you, the main thing I wouldn't even say that. I would say that kills conversions and everything is one, not posting, and two, posting the wrong thing. All the corporations that we've joined and we've helped, they were always posting pictures of their company. They're posting their events. They're posting their seminars. They're posting. No one cares about that shit, bro.
Yeah,
People care about themselves. People care about the information you can give them to help them. So the one thing I can tell you is anytime you post anywhere, think about the person, not about yourself. The same way that when you take a selfie with your friends, you look at yourself first. If you're in a group image, everybody looks at themselves first and then they look at everyone else. We care about ourselves. So whenever we put out content, you make it about the person first and then you can make it about you. Meaning, if you want to tell a story about how you got out of something or it's going to inspire them, talk about something that's going to go with them first. Are you currently in a lot of debt? Let me share with you how I got out. Cool. Now I've attracted to the person based on where they're at. They're related and they could talk to me. A lot of people don't do that. So it's just like stupid images, videos of useless stuff that if somebody sees it, they're like, what do you want me to do with this? I can't like, I can't comment. It's just a dead end.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
So creating things like that and also creating information about like, how do you give information that somebody can interact with? Not just information.
To be more engagement, basically.
To create more engagement, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, really good point here. And for example, like with that being said, what does a strong content engine look like for someone who wants to be seen as a real authority in the market?
So the main thing is about consistency. That's what it is. Out of sight, out of mind. And the second thing is also the algorithms themselves. If you stopped interacting with a page, you will no longer see that page eventually. The algorithm will kill it off for you. So if you're inconsistent, that's what will happen. Okay? So consistency is key. Definitely, like, you have to be consistent, but also not just consistent, but consistently putting out the right content in order to get people to say, okay, I want to follow this page. I want to come back and watch more.
Yeah.
Right? There was a great experiment, what they did with two rats. So one rat they were both in like a little box and they had like these little levers. And every time they would hit the lever, food would come out. Right? So rat A would do it, food would come out. He would come back every day and he would do it because he got food. He got a good reward. And then the other mouse, every time he'd hit it, it would electrocute him. So he stopped hitting it after 2-3 days. That is content. If you're just doing stuff to get things for yourself and you're not giving, the person's going to feel electrocuted and they're not going to keep coming back because they know you're full of shit. Gary Vee's jab, jab, right hook is essentially that, except I like to jab, 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 right hook. Meaning give, 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 give. So give value.
Yeah.
Person comes back. Give value, give value, give value. Maybe on the 7th or 8th post, I will then ask. So that's the engine behind it, meaning that's how we kind of structure the videos. As far as for content creation, that's a bit different. We'll have about 20 to 25 posts a month. We'll have our VAs manage certain things. We have our editors, our graphic designers create the content, and then we put it out for them.
Yeah, that's a really good insight, actually. And basically, on the flip side, like, you've managed over $2 million in ad spend. And what's changed the most in the paid media world?
Everything. These crazy algorithm, the iOS updates, any algorithm update that comes out skews everything, right? You could be having the best campaigns and things just skew it. That's one thing. Now, another thing is, like, a lot of people think that Meta is very black and white. If an ad is working great, I'll add more money. It makes me more money. It's not how it works.
Yeah.
Or an ad is working so great, I'll duplicate it and then it will also make me money. That's not how it works, right? So there's so many different things with Meta ads, and they've changed so much. 2014, 2015, it was amazing. Like, you fucking put out $1, you make 1,000. No one was running ads, right? A bit later than that, 2016, 2017, around there, right? Barely anybody was running ads. Then it started getting more and more expensive, more and more saturated. The main thing is understanding how to be tactful with your ads. Like I always say, content is to make people understand. Ads are to make people feel understood. They're different.
Yeah.
And if you make somebody feel understood, then they'll understand that you know what they're going through, and then they're going to want to buy from you. So apart from the algorithm changes and all that craziness, the main thing that I think has changed is the psychology of human behavior. Because we used to only have a few ads a day. Now it's 33%. So if you scroll on Facebook, every third post is an ad. Okay, so it's friend, friend, ad, friend, friend, ad. They've done that 33%, right? Before it wasn't like that. So now the psychology of a person is, I have so much content that I'm consuming. How can I consume the right content? And that's where creativity with ads, you have to be very creative. And that's why you need scroll stoppers. You need things to hook persons, all that stuff for an ad to actually convert nowadays. It can't just be a regular ad.
Makes sense. And for example, how do you keep like this creativity high while delivering the measurable results and at the same time?
Always learning, always learning something new, watching YouTube videos, joining seminars, joining courses. Because my thing now, and most people, the main thing that can get you extremely successful in life is not focusing on learning at all. It's learning one new thing that could get you to the next step, right? That 1% rule is what they call it. So now it's like, how do I stay creative? Okay, well, one, I have to see what's relevant. I have to see what the audience is doing now. I have to see what's going viral. What's the trend? What are people stopping for? Right now, the biggest one is where you have, like, let's say you're standing across the street from me and I'll like film you, like, what is this guy doing? And I'll have the Snapchat text, and then boom, it cuts to you and you're actually talking to the camera.
Yeah.
That is the new method that it's going viral. So that's what I would do for my clients within the next maybe month or month and a half. Is that going to change in 2 months? Most likely. So then I'll go through TikTok, I'll see what's going viral, I'll see what people are stopping on, and I'll do it again. Right?
Yeah,
And then
got
maybe
it.
I'll join a course, and the course will be like, hey guys, try this. I tried this, it worked great. Cool, great. Right? YouTube, I love YouTube. I watch at least 3 to 5 videos a night, every single night, about anything to learn new stuff, whether it's meta ads. Yesterday I learned SEO. So I was learning something about local SEO for businesses, how to get ranked really fast. So it was like an 11-minute video. Watch how to do it. Watch another video. Now I can help other people. So just watching and learning from other people to be creative, and of course your own creative mind.
Yeah, like I said, like improve every single day.
Improve every single day as much as you can. 100%.
Exactly. And basically, I have a curiosity by then. So, do ads still work for small businesses, or do they need a different approach now?
No, ads work great for small businesses. 100%. Now again, it's not the business, or it's the ad itself. It's the creative itself, right? So you could have a local business that's a restaurant, and some guy runs an ads and just puts a picture of a food plate, and somebody else is like, free sandwich, like in big, and then it's like in small, it's like free sandwich with every purchase or whatever it is. That's going to get a lot more people to stop than just a really nice image of a picture of a what's called. They're both nice, but this has
Yeah, right.
buyer intent. This just is a very nice image that's going to get people to click and may go, oh, that tastes so good, right? They both will work. This one will just have a higher conversion. So a lot of people that I work with, especially local restaurants, are like, we ran ads, it doesn't work. Yeah, you don't really, you just boosted something. You didn't actually run an ad. You know what I mean? So it definitely works for small businesses, very small businesses as well. Yes.
Okay, and basically, what typically are the biggest misconception that people have about Facebook ads today, or ads in general, not necessarily on Facebook?
That all of them work for 100%. Like, it's just, you turn on ads, it's a money printer, right? So that's like the biggest misconception. And two, it's too difficult. It's really hard to do. It's actually made it, Facebook has made it so easy. Back in the day, you needed to be techie to a certain extent. I needed to learn everything. I actually had to be good at targeting and optimizing and all this. Now, AI, you just click a button, done, boom. So it's much, much easier to do. I think anyone can do it. The biggest misconception, again, is probably that that any ad can work. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
interesting. And to talk a little bit about the other company that two chapters ahead. So, why do so many YouTube creators like fail even after putting in hours of work?
Great question.
Because
So,
I know this is like the the most exciting part of you, like the YouTube is.
100%, bro. The reason why most people fail. So I've worked with, I think, over 2,500 students. We've posted well over 20,000 videos collectively, 2 point something billion views under the belt. So I've seen it all. And the one thing that I could say is that, I mean, there's a few things, but number one is the person doesn't understand the framework of YouTube or how YouTube works. So YouTube is a science, it's a business. It's not
Yeah.
just put out videos. In 2005 all the way to 2009, 1000, even up to 2015, you could post anything. You could post a potato and it'll get a million views because there was nothing. Now you have to understand, from there we had 2 million accounts created, around 2 million, 2.5 million in about 2015. We're currently at over 115 million YouTube accounts
Whoa.
created that post, right?
Yeah.
Over 3 million videos a day that are being posted on YouTube. So it's saturated, but it's not, because I have clients and students that have gotten 500,000 views on their very first video and they started this month, like a month ago, right? So it's not saturated. You just need to know what you're doing. And in
Yeah.
order to understand what you're doing, you need to understand four main things. This is the main things that separate everybody. Number one, you need to understand human psychology. Why does somebody click on a video? And I'll give it to you guys right now. Curiosity. That's the only reason they fucking click. They're
Right.
curious to find out the answer. Now, obviously, they're curious why. It could be because it's relatable to them, or it could be just a really cool topic. So those are the sub things of curiosity. But the reason they click is because they're curious. And the biggest mistakes most YouTubers do is they give too much in the title and the thumbnail because they feel like the more I give you, the more chances you want to learn about my topic. So then they give you
100%.
too much. So they ruin the title and they ruin the thumbnail. Okay? That's the most important thing. Now, the
Yeah.
second thing is, let's say the person gives you a chance. It's the hook of the video. 90% of YouTubers start like this. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, please like and subscribe because here we're going to talk about blah, 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 blah. Let's get into it. All right, so, and they talk, and then 3 minutes in, they're like, all right, so this is how we start. And you're like, I thought I was already in
Yeah.
the video, right? That is the biggest problem. People don't care about that. People, when was the last time you subscribed to somebody within the first 30 seconds of seeing them the first time? Never. That's the answer. Now, the way to do it, and that's how we grow our channels, is we start with the hook based on something that's relatable. You know, whatever it is. We based off the title and the thumbnail. They're curious. Cool? So I'm going to give you here a bit of a sauce. So they're curious on the title and the thumbnail. Why are they curious? You have structured the title and the thumbnail with curiosity, right? So make $1 million by doing this. Cool? What is this? That's what you're asking yourself, right? What is this? Cool. How am I going to make $1 million? Can I make this too? This is what we call invisible interaction. I don't know if it's real or not. I made it up. But invisible interaction. Okay. So when somebody sees your title on the thumbnail, there's questions that pop in their head, but they don't have an answer to it yet. So they click on the video to get the answer. And because you're so good, you know that they had those questions. So then you start the video. It'll be like, today I want to show you guys how you can make $1 million with a simple tool. And this tool is something, and the goal is to get them past the 30-second mark. So you want to extend your hook, your sexiness, all the way to the 30-second mark. And at 30 seconds, you then start a new hook because you've delivered on that hook. Okay? So that's the idea that most people don't do. They turn on their camera. They don't think about the title and the thumbnail. They just start recording. And at the end, they create a random thumbnail, quick title, they post it.
Mhm.
You'll never get views that way. Like almost never, right? Obviously, if you go search, that's a different story. But virality, never. So what should you do? You should first start with the title and the thumbnail before you even write the video or film the video. And to do that, you come up with the topic. So you say, okay, what do I want to talk about? What do I want to talk about? I want to talk about how Go High Level can save your company $1 million. Cool? Perfect. Now, I can't put that as a title because maybe 90% of people don't even know what Go High Level is. But everyone wants to save their company money. Cool. Okay, cool. So then how can I frame the title and the thumbnail so I can attract people that want to save money in their company and the byproduct is Go High Level, right? So the video idea is not the video topic. The video idea is how am I going to get this point across to this person? The topic is Go High Level.
100%.
That is the part that people get very hung up on. And it's very complicated, and that's generally why they hire me. But they won't know how to structure it. They don't know how to do titles. They don't know how to do thumbnails. They don't know how to do the hook. They don't know how to do the outro. And my main thing is if you solve those pieces, you will essentially go viral on YouTube, right? If that's what you want, of course. But you could follow all this and still not go viral because the algorithm's a bit messed up. But generally speaking, I mean, out of everyone that we've done, 5% of people, they hit the algorithm. They got at least 1 or 2 videos at 500,000 views, all of them. So like, yes,
Yeah,
if you
right.
follow the sequence, it generally should work.
And for example, like if you could share this, what's like one story of your student who really proved how powerful, consistent, strategic YouTube content can be?
Poof, I have a lot of students like that. A lot. So one of my students started from zero. Within a year and a half, he got 1.2 million subs, about 1.8 billion views, and that really blew up for him. Another one of my students, which I would probably say is one of my personally, I think it's like super successful. So she was posting consistently. She didn't know how to monetize from it. I shared with her how to monetize some strategies. First month, she went from like 0 to 15K. Second month,
Yeah.
15 to 25K, and it just kept going up. I have another one of my students making about $300,000 a month in recurring revenue from like the school Because what I do is I teach you how to monetize your channel, not just through AdSense, but through other ways and avenues. So there's a lot of stories. I would say the girl is probably my deepest one because she had close to 60,000 followers, subscribers already, and she had hundreds of thousands, not millions of views, but was not making any money from it. And she just didn't know what to do. So I went in and I guided her. There's actually another girl. She had 2.6 million followers, and she was also making $0 a month. And it's so funny because she always wore a hat.
Yeah.
Was known for the hat. That was her name for her even TikTok and her YouTube. It was for the hat. It's called Beanie Girl or Beanie something, right? And she's like, Sam, I'm so broke. I'm like, have you ever thought of selling your beanie? She's like, no. I was like, sell that, And
Yeah.
there you go. She made hundreds of thousands of dollars just by switching and now creating a merch line for herself. Yeah, great stories. I've had this with hundreds of people, if not thousands of people, where they'll start off, they don't know anything. Oh, probably my favorite one, actually, my last one. One of my most recent students, he's about 64 years old, older gentleman, doesn't know how to use the computer, never edited in his life, never been on YouTube, nothing, anything at all. Started with me, at first questioning himself, self-doubt, freaking out, imposter syndrome. I'm like, dude, just follow my steps, you'll see what will happen. Kept going, kept going, kept going. First video goes viral, 800,000 views. He's freaking out. He's like, dude, what just happened? So he went from like 0 to within a few weeks, 10,000 subscribers. And he was just like, what is going on? And then he went on a massive dip and the channel almost died. So he started freaking out. I'm like, dude, it takes time. Don't worry. You just got lucky at the beginning. You have my coaching. So it's not like everyone can do this. So you're above average. Usually it takes like 30 videos to go viral. You did it on your third video. So like, just give it time, bro. Like, don't worry about it, And then he picked back up. Now he's at 26, 27,000 subscribers. Older gentleman. He thanks me. He's like, dude, I literally did not know how to use YouTube before. And now I'm creating content. And
Yeah.
now he's dealing with sponsorships and all that. So those are really inspiring for somebody that goes from nothing, 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 older gentleman, to then becoming extremely successful. That to me is a huge win.
Amazing. Yeah, amazing story. Looking at the broader industry for now, for example, where do you see the biggest opportunity for brands over the next, let's say, 12, 18 months?
I mean, like I said, always social media. Be on social media, be relevant, be out there, post your content. It is extremely important. You could use AI as tools. I highly recommend it, in fact. I just don't please don't depend on AI to run your whole business, but use AI to do 90% of the work for you. Hire somebody that is good in AI to do it for you. I know you're great in AI. I would definitely as soon as I need something in AI, I'm reaching out to you, right? Definitely use AI to help you grow your business and find the right people. Again, like yourself, you're super credible, high authority. I definitely would work with you. So yeah, outsource, do AI, social media, social media, social media, and storytelling, because AI is going to take over human, right? And people still connect with people because AI does not have a soul. So make sure that you're human. Make sure that the person still feels something different than what they usually feel through AI. Evoke emotion.
Okay, okay, this is like a good insight. And as you wrap up, like what's next for you and for both companies that you have?
Great question. So Mad Monkey Media right now is stable. It's good. I'm just gonna keep doing what I got to do with that. I don't have much of a huge vision for Mad Monkey Media, just because it's good. Like it's good there. Two chapters ahead on the other side. That is a vision that's gonna come with me until like the day I die. And my goal is to help 1 billion plus people live a better life. And to do that, I help one person, they help two, three, and so on and so forth. And they just keep rippling effect.
Yeah,
That's the idea behind it. It is going to become a philanthropy channel. So maybe by the time you guys are seeing this, it might already be on YouTube. Right now, you'll see it as a YouTube coach. But the idea is I want to create a philanthropy channel in life to help other people. Kind of like, I don't want to do Mr. Beast style. And everyone's like, oh, no, not necessarily Mr. Beast style, but more like this was epic, where I just go around and I give people, I currently do that all the time. So I just want to make that. And I want to create a school of knowledge. I want to one
yeah,
day have a school where the students are the teachers, and literally this is just this is how the world would work, and that's the
love
best
that.
thing.
Yeah,
'Cause, yeah, to me, schools, in my opinion, I just don't like them at all. But the idea is to become a school that has every division. So if you want to
yeah,
teach
right.
business, great, teach business. If you want to teach, so that's essentially it.
Yeah, amazing. And finally, like, where can the audience follow you or learn more about what you do?
Absolutely. They could reach out to me. I mean, everywhere on all social medias, I'm either Samer Itani or Two Chapters Ahead. Very consistent with my messaging, so you could easily find me. So Two Chapters Ahead is TWO, and then you might be able to find it under the two, but it's TWO. Two Chapters Ahead, like the word. And then Samer Itani on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and everywhere else per se.
Yeah, right. So thanks for joining me today, Summer, and for this amazing podcast session. And for anyone listening, make sure to check out Made Banking Media and Two Chapters Ahead socials below in the description because this episode was packed with value and I can wait to see what you build next.
Appreciate you so much, Alexander. Have a great day, brother.
Yeah, likewise. See you in the next episode.
See ya.